Hi, this is Ray with God's Creations, sharing with you some of the flowers in my garden. I've almost waited too late in the year to take this particular plant. This is a Datura. It's in the Brugmansia family. Same family as the angel trumpet. These are from Central and South America. And I grow two colors of the Datura, this yellow here, and then over on the other side of the bed there is another yellow. And I've really waited too late here, but there's the purple one. That's the spent bloom. One of the distinguishing factors about the Datura that you can tell is that it has these big, round, knobby seed pods. And this acts as an annual because it dies with the cold, but you save you a seed pod or two and you'll have enough to plant an acre or so. These are very prolific. Both the yellow and the purple have these same seed pods, and I would suggest if you're going to save the seed pods, you keep them separate so you know which is which. Now right beside this is a true angel trumpet, and again I'm a little late in getting good pictures of these. This is the white one. I just acquired this one last year. I've had a white for a decade, but it would never bloom early enough to see any blooms. It would bloom later, probably will bloom later this month, or 1st of December, and the blooms always are frostbitten, and I never get to see a flush of blooms. But this one I acquired last year from a friend, and it blooms quite early. This is the 3rd or 4th time it has bloomed for me here, and you can see there's a number of blooms that will open in the next couple of days, unless our very cold weather tomorrow will destroy these blooms. Like the Daturas, all the Brugmansias seem to be from Central and South America. The Datura that I just showed you goes by a number of different names: thornapple, Jimson weed, devil's trumpet. We talk about these as being angel trumpets, and some people talk about the Datura as being the devil's trumpet, because all of these in a sense are toxic. The Datura is more toxic than the angel trumpet, but both are. Now there's a third plant that I have grown in the past that is snow white and looks like an angel trumpet, but it's a nightshade. It blooms at night, and one of the ways you can tell the difference between the angel trumpets and, let me go ahead and call it, the devil's trumpets, is that the angel trumpets always hang down like this. See that they hang down from the stem, a very long pod, where the Datura, or the devil's trumpet, stand up. You see, now these are hanging here, but around on the other side, well, let me show you in here. See how those stand up? Now the nightshade, it stands erect, very erect on the blooms, and you can see blooms all over it if you ever grow one of those. And they're pretty dangerous. A lot of people don't like to grow those in their yards at all because they're very poisonous. I grow 3 colors of these angel trumpets. This white, and I have a pink that blooms all summer as soon as it gets up, because these also are perennials, but they act as annuals because they die back as soon as cold comes. The first frost we have, these blooms will die, many of the leaves will drop off, and if it gets very much cold, if it will get down to a freezing, these stalks will begin to peel. So if you want to root some of these over the winter, then I suggest you cut them before the first frost, and you can cut them in like 2-foot long lengths all the way down that stalk, put them in a bucket of about 5 inches of water. Don't fill the bucket full, but put about 5 inches of water, and they will root over the winter. So when spring comes, you can pot them all up or put them out in your yard, or share them. And I usually root 5 or 6 of these, all of the colors, and then share them the next year with others. So I said the white, I have an orange yellow. It's really not yellow, it's more of an orange. So I have those 3 colors, and they're in a different place, and I'm not going to walk there to show you those. These beautiful blooms are very showy. When this was in full bloom just a few days ago, or the pink was in full bloom 4, 5, 6 times in another place in the garden, then they're really showy. But like all things, or most things that God has made, these can be used for harm. As I mentioned earlier, these things are toxic. They have been used as a psychedelic drug in different and sundry places. And since we live in a fallen world, remember, when we live in a fallen world, not only are the humans fallen, but it affected the plant kingdom too. And all the things that God has made, they're made for us, but we have to be careful. We have to be wise in using all these things. Just remember, when Eve took the forbidden fruit, it was not the fruit's problem, but the choices that Eve herself made. Because we know that she was tempted by Satan. It was the choices that she made. And the Bible tells us there's times when Satan appears as an angel of light. And because he does, we must be very careful. We must be on our guard about what he does, be watchful and pray, as the scripture says, and not fall into temptation. Yes, these are gorgeous blooms that God has made, and yet we have to be careful with them. God bless you, and have a great day.